you find solace, and you maybe if you develop a friendship, soon enough you feel like, well, I can trust them, and you start venting to them and telling them, yesterday my husband did this. Hello there, thank you for clicking on this video. If it is your first time watching my videos, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel Hellen Ndung'u and like my Facebook page Miss Hellen, and also follow me on Instagram at Miss Hellen Ndung'u. All of those details are on the screen, so kindly go and follow me. Today I am back with a very interesting topic. We are going to discuss the whole dynamics around having a house help or a domestic manager or a boch, whatever it is that you choose to call them in your home, auntie, whichever names that you give to them. Every household is different, so we are going to discuss all the dynamics around that. So first of all, a disclaimer before you start watching this video: every household is different in terms of the salary they pay their house helps, in terms of how they relate to their house help. So I'm going to try to be as general as possible with the tips that I'm going to be giving you in this video. So first of all, I think you have to decide what kind of domestic manager you want in your home. Some people want a domestic manager who is going to sleep in, and others want a domestic manager who comes in the morning and goes home. Literally, they have sort of an 8 to 5, and they're called day bags. So it's either you have a sleep-in or a day bag. Once you've decided that, you also have to decide what age you want your house help to be. In some homes, they want a mama who is very old. In some other homes, they want a really young girl. And in some other homes, they just have all kinds of expectations about the age that the house help should be. Something else, you also have the salary that you expect to pay your house help. I noticed that I'm in this group of moms on Facebook. It's called Pregnant and Nursing Moms Support Group, something like that. And if there's any of you here watching this video, hi. So I have noticed moms who post, I'm looking for a house help, budget 5,000. And if you go to the comment section, there are so many comments, people saying, hiyo ni kidogo, we ongeza pesa, utapata unalipa kidogo. Some are even like, well, unalipa mingi, nipatie hiyo kazi. So every household has their own plans. Like maybe if you live in a 2-bedroom apartment or a 1-bedroom apartment or a 4-bedroom mansion or bungalow, the workload in every home is different. So you might set your salary for your domestic manager according to the workload that you have assessed in your own home. So you should also define what are the salary expectations that your domestic manager should expect as they come into your home. So the next thing is, where do you get a house help? Because hey, most moms, you get a house help anakaa siku mbili, literally ashaenda. Another one comes, they're there for 2 weeks and they're gone. Another one comes, they sleep one night and they disappear. You might be lucky to get one who lasts even 6 months or even 2 years or even longer than that. Most of the time you'll probably be looking for a house help, and you want someone who is going to stay quite a while, so that you can enjoy the convenience that comes with having a domestic manager. So there are options of where you can find a house help. First of all, you can go to a bureau where you pay a deposit fee, and then from there onwards they will be supplying you with house help. If this one leaves, another one will be sent to your home. If the deposit was maybe 3,000 or 5,000 shillings, it will remain a constant, so long as you keep getting house helps from the same bureau, or depending on the agreement that you guys have with the bureau. The other option is kupiga simu ushago ama kupigia marafiki, nitafutieni msichana wa kazi. And you know what happens with this? You'll find a house help who is in sijui, maybe in a very remote area, and the first thing they'll tell you is tuma fare. And In some cases, you tuma fair and they actually come. But in some other cases, you tuma fair and you wait for them to arrive. You wait for them to arrive, and then you make that call and the phone is mteja. And maybe you had already sent 2,000 shillings for transport from Kisumu or Malaba or whichever farthest corner of the country is. So the most advisable thing is to let the house help come at their own expense, because if they really need employment, then they have to put some investment into it, because at the end of the day they're going to get some sort of return. So don't get duped into sending fare to someone who might not even show up at your home, or to someone who you literally do not know. The other thing, I'll be looking down because I have written some points over here so that I don't let you guys down on this video. The next thing is, how do you welcome this house help or domestic manager into your home? They are not, okay, first of all, this is someone who you don't know their background. You haven't, this is literally your first interaction. It is their first time living in your home. So how do you welcome them? First of all, I think introductions are just the basics. You introduce everyone in the family and tell them this is our new house help, and then you introduce your house rules to them. This is how we do things in our home. Will you be wearing uniform? Will you not be wearing uniform? What kind of outfits are we comfortable with wearing in our home? What do we do on such and such days? What will be your duties? Will you be cooking? Will you be serving my husband? Will you be washing my children? Like, there are so many dynamics. So you need to do a proper introduction and tell these house help exactly what you expect from them. And still, you need to do medical tests. Okay, in some families, they actually do HIV tests. I don't know whether that is allowed by law, that you can take a HIV test on someone and get access to that information, because I believe that is quite privileged information. In some households, they test the house help for HIV and AIDS. In some other households, they don't do that. So, but either way, a medical test is necessary, because this person coming into your home, you need to know, do they have a communicable disease? Do they have certain allergies? Like, you need to know these things beforehand. Do they have maybe a terminal illness, and maybe they come into your household and they succumb to the illness when they are in your care or in your home? You'll be held culpable, because you should have taken due diligence to ensure that they work under the best conditions. So a medical test is very necessary. Wamama, tafadhali kujeni tuongee. Msikose kufanya medical test, like, just to know the general health of whoever it is that you are hiring. The other thing, you also need contacts of their next of kin. If you're getting them from a bureau, then I think the automatic contact for the person closest to them is at the bureau, because they have all the information about this domestic manager that you are hiring, and they can provide that information to you if you need it. But if you're not getting them from a bureau, kindly get the contacts for their next of kin. Either it's their mom or a close relative. It is important that you get the contacts of their next of kin in case there is any emergency, in case you have certain questions and you need to confirm. Chukua number their next of kin the moment that they arrive into your home, or even the moment that you know that they are coming. So you already have their next of kin's contact, so that such that if they don't arrive at your home, there is someone who you can call and notify, by this so and so is not under my care, hakukuja. Ni sawa? Haya. Next point is, how do you express dissatisfaction with the work done by your domestic manager? How do you do this? Because I think this is the hardest thing to do. Maybe her sufficient was on total, then maybe the house is not properly cleaned. So you need to express your dissatisfaction in a very professional manner. And you know the problem with hiring a domestic manager, this is someone who is coming into your home, so and your home is a very personal space, so it is very hard to establish that professionalism. There is a thin line between professionalism in the home environment, right? So how do you express your dissatisfaction? I think this is a standard that you set the moment they come into your home. If you welcome them and tell them the ground rules of what you expect in your home, then when it comes to the point that they go against what you agreed at first, you can always refresh and tell them, by the way, when you first arrived here, we talked about you doing this or not doing this, but yet recently I've been noticing this or that. But funny things with some house helps, when you express dissatisfaction, you get these rude riddance. And I think this is the advantage with taking a house help from a bureau, because you can always replace them the moment you sense any disrespect or unprofessionalism or disregard for the instructions that you want, that on how you want your home to be run, right? Yeah. The other thing is there are women who literally, to say, they don't have friends, and so the moment this domestic manager comes into your home, you find solace, and you, maybe if you develop a friendship, soon enough you feel like, well, I can trust them, and you start venting to them and telling them, yesterday my husband did this or that, 1 2 1 2. And that right there is the biggest mistake that so many mothers make or wives make. Your house help, yes, they may be kind, but just try and maintain the professionalism. They are not your friends. They are there to make money. So don't start giving away your personal information to a house help or to a domestic manager just because they are living in your home. That is probably one of the worst things you can do, because you cross that line of professionalism, you cross over to friendship or some sort of sisterhood, such that you can't even reprimand them when they have done wrong. Or pia atakusoma wana, because they know very secret details about your marriage. Yeah, they know the dissatisfaction. So this brings me into another perspective, like, okay, should your house help come and join you at the table for meals? Because in some families, at the dinner table, that's where they discuss family matters, right? The dad says, this is how my work has been. The mom says, this is what I'm experiencing. The kids say, this is how school was. And there is the house help just probably taking notes or absorbing data, so much information that is private about your family. So that is something that every household should decide. Do we let the house helps come to the dining table? Do we want them listening in on our private conversations? So you decide, moms. Another thing is something that I have had so many moms complaining about, that they haven't drawn a line on whether the husband should interact with the house help, right? And also something else, should this house help cook for your husband? Should they be serving them meals? Anafaa kuwa anampelekea maji moto kwa bafu? Anafaa kuwa akimletea kila kitu yenye anahitaji? Anafaa kumserve kweli? Because some of these roles, they are very central to you as a wife. So do you delegate that to your house help or not? And that I will leave you to decide, because I believe you're brilliant. You can decide whether you want to delegate some wifely duties to your domestic manager or not. Ensuring security when you have a domestic manager. So you've heard of cases where domestic manager amekuja amefagia kila kitu kwa nyumba, ama amechapa mtoto, ama ametesa watoto, like there are all sorts of stories. So how do you ensure security? Some may say nanny cameras, hidden cameras, or even if you live in a gated community, you can ask the security at the gate to ensure that your house help doesn't come or leave at their own pleasure, or have people come in when you're away on work and leave. Any strangers just come into your house when you're away at work and leave, and you didn't even know that they were there, right? So you can just set up those security measures to ensure that your home is safe and you are having the best experience with a domestic manager. The bottom line is, kazi ya domestic manager ni kukuja akupunguzie mzigo. So it's just a matter of organizing your own home, deciding to what extent you want them to work or not. And so I hope this video was quite resourceful for you. I hope you have learned a thing or two. I hope you have seen something that you might want to change. And if I have left anything out, we can always have a discussion down in the comments section. So thank you again for clicking on this video. Subscribe to my channel, like my Facebook page, follow my Instagram, and yeah, let's interact. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you the very best experience with your domestic manager from now moving forward. Bye, 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 bye.